you doing? You're watching Rejoice. You could be watching any show in the world, but you chose to watch us, and we're so very grateful. It's another beautiful day in the beautiful city of Santa Barbara. I've just been doing some reflecting over the last few weeks, and I was thinking about something that's gone on in my life. I've just recently gone through the 10-year anniversary of the passing of my son, and during that time, we had some folks that were helping us through those times in our life, and we had a group from the swim team I was coaching that was making sure they would send meals to us as we were bereaving, and we were getting these fantastic meals, and I was thinking to myself, my goodness, it was every meal was like spectacular. And I'm like, where is this coming from? And one of the little ladies, she said, well, one of the mothers is making this, and she's making it happen, and then one of the dads prepares these meals for us. I said, well, who's the mother? Sister Danielle Welch. She said, well, introduce me to this magical chef who's preparing this meal, and I had no idea who I would be meeting, and I met this wonderful young man who is now a good friend of mine. I've watched his family grow. I've watched him build this business. My good friend, Brother Harold Welch. How you doing, sir?
Very well.
Thank you. You've opened up this establishment here. What? First of all, let me back up. Who are you? Where are you from?
Well, it's a long journey.
It's a long journey.
It's a long journey, but I can tell you in a little nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Barbados, and from a very conservative Christian family, and it was weird because we had Christians in my house. We had the Seventh-day Adventists. We had Anglican, and my uncle was a Baptist priest.
A little gumbo mixture going on, huh?
But we all lived under that same roof. But
yeah.
It was pretty much a no-nonsense house. But it shaped me to who I am right now.
Yeah.
And I would do anything to relive that or put my family, my daughter through that situation because it was good. It was no violence, no vulgar words. It was always respect. 100%.
You mentioned your daughter. I met her before I met you. Before you, Sister Monique. How is she doing?
Well, Monique right now. Monique is she's at City College, working on her credits to move on to UC Davis.
Yeah.
Because she wants to be a vet.
Wow. When I met her, she was maybe, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years old, and now she's like senior, right? She's like a tall kid,
6'1". I can remember you were saying like, oh, she's going to be great at the butterfly stroke.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Correct.
That day. But unfortunately, she's into books rather than the physical thing.
You can't go wrong.
Yes, yeah.
Now, you got into this love for cooking, for culinary arts. How did that come about?
Well, I was thrown into it. I remember I took some time off from school in Barbados, and I came here. I think it was in the early 80s, and I was visiting my dad. At that time, it was in Silicon Valley, and he had 2 cafes, and he needed some help. And I started helping him out. I extended my visa like 3 times, and then after that it was over a year. So then I decided I'm going to stay in California and make it my home. And I was invited to Santa Barbara from one of our clients that would frequent our establishment, and he lived in San Ynez. And I came up to spend a week, and I haven't left. This is over 25 years later.
Wow. You mentioned San Ynez. Now you also run a second facility there.
Yes.
Tell us, drop a name.
Well, the name is called the Hummingbird, and I'm changing locations right now, and can't say where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
But that started this whole culinary journey that has evolved into this. I was catering for a while, but I just was craving a mortar and bricks.
Yeah.
And that's how. But I didn't know all the issues that came along with it.
Yeah.
But here I am, and my style of food is just I take simple food from the Caribbean, and I just try to take all the unnecessary fats out of it, cook it simple rather than fry it. I could roast it, bake it, and that all came about because I'm diabetic, type 2 diabetic.
Okay.
So when I was diagnosed almost about 23, 25 years ago.
Okay.
And so that was a total life changer.
Yeah.
You know, because at that time I wasn't overweight, but it was just onset diabetes. I can remember working at an establishment here in town. I used to have coffee, and I used to have a croissant and creme brulee every morning for breakfast. Right now, I probably haven't had eaten breakfast in the last 5 years. You know.
Wow.
So it was a big change in my life, and what I'm doing here is like I want to feed the mass.
Yeah.
You know, and it started to fall into line. I'm working with Pastor Roger, local church here. We're feeding the elderly that can't come out, and that is joy to me.
Yeah, wow.
You know, pretty much I live here.
Yes.
Pretty much I
This
live
is
here.
home.
Yes, this is home. My residence is in Sullivan, but you know, sometimes I crash out here because I can't move. Pretty much. Yeah.
This facility here, I walked a patrol beat on State Street for years, and I can recall walking past this building for years, watching this patio being empty, and some of our homeless neighbors would use this patio to hang out at. And over the years, because there was nothing happening, it was just a place to hang out. Then watching the construction process start, and me think, oh, someone's moving in, and I could see the slow process, the chipping away, and then one day I looked up and I saw you walk. I'm like, hey, man, this is Harold's spot. What made you think of this location and that name?
Oh, start with the name. Well, the name all came about when, you know, the place was built, but we started this little fire over it in the pizza oven, wood burning pizza oven. And then we had like 2 or 3 names turned around, and it just magically happened.
Wow.
And at first, it didn't. I got a lot of feedback saying that it's not precise enough. But you know, the more and more, it just grew on me, and the name is it's magical, I think.
Yes.
And then at this location, how I found this location is like, I have a very good friend in Montecito. Like years ago, we would have these dinner parties, and the gentleman that owned this building came to one of the parties.
Oh, wow.
And we spoke like about 7 years ago.
Wow.
About the idea.
Yeah.
And I mean, I went on with life, but then one day I got that call.
Yeah. Wow.
Are you still interested in the space?
Interesting.
And I'm like, yes. When? What time?
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's how it all evolved. And he's also a very big part of it because he likes the space and he wants to see this business thrive.
Yeah.
And we're here. It's a tough town, but we are not going anywhere. We're going to be here because we have lots to do. I got a lot of people to feed. You know what I mean? And especially the people that are in need.
Yeah.
I really want to play a heavy role in feeding the needy.
Wow.
You know, so that's my mission, and also getting my daughter through college. That's priority.
That is number one, man.
Yes.
That's amazing. Now, so you have any other thoughts? Any other restaurants you're planning on venturing after this one? You're just planting seeds. You're going to go global.
Well, no. What my next adventure is like, we just had a conversation with Velma. We're going to work on a cookbook.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be well, African descent people who are spread throughout the world.
Wow.
We're going to try to, educate and do and also expose some cuisine that we do as a race of people.
Wow.
Yes, so it's going to be
forward to that. Wow.
Yes, so that should be a fun project, and I don't know where that's going to lead me to, but it's something that I'm excited extremely. I can't even sleep at night.
Well, wherever you go, I'm going to be there with a spoon and a fork, just following me around, okay, and just tasting. That's amazing. I love cooking, and as you develop your family, you grow. And as our family was young, my wife did all the cooking, and she did all it. And so now that we've flipped the page and the kids are grown and gone, I do all the cooking. And I love part of the highlight of my day is coming home, preparing her meal, and bringing it upstairs and handing it to her, and then watching the joy on her face. And I try to go downstairs and clean the kitchen. By the time I come back, her plate is clean, and it's like, Chuck, thank you. And I think what you said is such a great joy. You can prepare this thing that fills a person's soul, not just their belly, but their soul. And I think that's what you do with a meal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this though. But part of my growing up, it's like in my house there's a matriarch, and it's like I never cooked anything in my growing up. I didn't have to do anything.
Wow.
I wasn't. Not to say I wasn't allowed. I mean, I could sneak in there, but everything was there. The women of the house had everything done. Like,
wow.
I never people ask me how come you don't eat sandwiches? I never grew up with sandwiches. At lunchtime, we had a full-on entree for our lunch. You know what I mean?
Wow.
An entree.
Yeah.
And it's like, and up to this day, I still find it hard to consume sandwiches. They're great. Americans love sandwiches. But it's like, I prefer to have, my lunch today was a bowl of rice and lentils. And that was me. That is going to sustain me for the next 6 hours, and I'm happy.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
amazing. And the meals that you prepare, is it something like an average Joe like me could whip up at home?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. My food is so simple, and the thing is, it's like when people realize how simple it is, it's like, are you kidding me?
More cooking.
It's like there's no rocket science to it. I can't say, oh, my mama taught me this. No, I figured this. I figured this out by myself. I mean, there was things that I liked. Like I love our Barbados coconut bread.
Okay.
Like if I wanted Barbados coconut bread, there was a list of things I had to do. First, I had to go and climb the coconut tree and pick that coconut, husk that coconut, and there was no Cuisinart. We had a hand grater. I had to grate it at. All the footwork I had to do, but she was teaching me. I didn't even realize it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Not until I moved to the United States. I'm like, man, I'm craving a coconut bread. And everything just falls. And I never wrote anything down. And I nail it like if she was right next to me.
Wow, that's amazing. I wasn't the best kid on the block growing up. I was a troublesome young man. And part of being a troublesome young man, you find yourself being either suspended or on punishment a lot. And so part of my young age, I was on punishment a lot. I spent a lot of time at home with my grandmother, helping her in the kitchen. And I understand when you say watching the ladies of the house prepare those meals. And I remember Granny getting up at 6 a.m. preparing dinner for that night. And it was a process. It was an all-day process, along with breakfast, lunch. But it was a process, and that was and how the family would come together, and that was the headquarters of the household.
Yeah,
it's amazing. So those kind of cultures, I think you have to when you capture that in a book. I don't know if you can. You have to almost write a song for every meal. It's amazing. It's amazing. Artwork. Do you have any art in there or anything like that? Or
well. Yes, I can't really put too much out there. What we're going to put out there, but there's going to be artwork in there. But because for one, it's going to be because the whole idea is also education and bringing people to the awareness of who we are and what we are, and be feel good about who we are and what color of skin, the color of our skin, and and don't back down for anything.
Wow. Right. Right.
Yes.
Wow. Right.
That's the whole idea. And it's like, hopefully, when I'm long gone off this planet, it just if it motivates 10 people, I'd be so happy in my little box.
One thing I always try to share when we would open up our show, we would always open up with a question about music, and I wanted to switch up because with us opening with a show like yours, dealing with something as powerful as a meal, we would talk about music being a universal language, and I always would share on the holidays. What do? We on every holiday we have some food on the grill and something cool to drink, and that's a universal thing. We all do that, and we share stories and break bread and sing songs and share stories of old. If you were sitting around the store preparing your favorite meal, what would your favorite meal be?
My taste for food has changed a lot. I mean, I like to eat so simple right now that, like as I drew example, like today I just had rice and lentils. And days I will have, like yesterday I had some broth and I had butternut squash, and I just threw it in a bowl, and that was my meal.
Wow.
So it's like, it's just real
portions and tasty.
Yes.
Wow.
A little pepper sauce on it.
Yeah.
I don't do gravies. I try to stay away from fats. And I'm just excited over these simple things. So I mean, I coming through the ranks of cooking. I mean, I ate some stuff that was totally off the chart, because my dad had this restaurant where he used to serve exotic foods, and he would put on events like start at midnight, and then he would do 6 or 8 courses of exotic meats and paired with wines, and so I got to try that extreme, but you see, I'm not. I can't call myself a Rastafarian because my lifestyle of eating. Sometimes I eat different proteins. I respect the culture, and I try to live within the means. But I still, because there's some things I have to taste and try it before I put out to the public. But I still respect life, and I respect eating more vegetarian, plant-based food than a protein-based, and that's just me.
Okay.
Everybody have their preference, but growing up in Barbados, the simplest things, like we'd be out, we would grab a breadfruit, and we would roast a breadfruit.
Wow. Yeah.
And it'd be 3, 4, 5 of us. We were crack it and share among each other, and that was like those. And I can still remember those days vividly, and the taste of that breadfruit. And the thing is, we just throw it in the fire and let it burn.
Do what it did.
Let's do it. That's burn.
Amazing. Yeah.
And that was amazing. I had all kinds of food, and it's like simple things like that. Still, pops up in my memory constantly.
I'm looking forward to that book.
I
can taste reading it right now. I can taste going through the pages.
But it's going to be very simple. I mean, it's going to be a simple.
I think that was my biggest fear when I first started really trying to flex my culinary muscle, if I could say. We think that it's so difficult, that you have to know how to do this. You have to be able to measure this. You have to be able, and I find myself just doing this, putting a little butter in the pan and throwing some mushrooms in there and shaking it for a few minutes. And it's pretty good when you're done, so it doesn't take, it's not rocket science. I don't have to get way out and back, and it's so relaxing to me now.
Yes.
And at first it took the stress out of, I have to do this, and my wife hears me down there singing, and I now understand why Granny would always be singing those melodic songs. It was an art form for them.
Yes.
Yeah, and we enjoyed the art.
Right. But also going back there, but it's a very African thing because I mean I would wake up 7 o'clock in the morning as a boy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 10, 12 years old, and I can hear my aunt just humming something.
Yeah.
I mean, through the house you can hear it, and it's like it was so pleasant to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
she's in there cooking
Yeah.
before you even wake up.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Amazing,
this and it's like stuff like that just
warms your heart.
oh
And
my
brings
God.
the joy, make cooking a joy. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And that's a lot missing in society today. We're losing that bridge. You know, and young people are just trying to find their own way. I mean, I'm not saying it's a wrong thing, but it's like, but we need that bridge for them to find that other road that they want to go on, so they can have some kind of cultural support.
Yeah.
Men, you know, in the mind that that they won't stray too far from the core.
So you're not just a chef; you're also a philosopher.
No, I wouldn't go as far as saying a flaw. I just live simple.
Yes.
You know, it's simple. And I mean, all my life, I won't say my age, but I never was in a complication in my entire life.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, because of my family, where I was brought up, and I just use my common sense, and I use my common sense in food.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
And by the way, next time you do mushrooms, don't use butter.
Don't use butter?
Use coconut fat. All right.
See, I'm learning. You guys heard that? Coconut fat on the mushroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
See?
Okay.
Yeah, right.
And give me another tip. Give me just throw out a tip.
Oh my
something
God,
that
he's asking me
just-
to. I don't use milk right now.
don't use milk.
I substitute my milk for coconut milk in everything.
Okay. So my wife, here's when just my wife likes the chicken breast. What's an easy way to make a nice chicken breast for the missus?
You can poach that in some coconut milk and some mint or Thai basil. You know, just the simplicity of that. You know, and a little lemon juice on there, salt, pepper, and you're good. And you got a good low fat
Perfect.
meal right there.
There you go.
You know,
I can get to work on that one. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want it gluten free, you just use some rice noodles or rice. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So
See, simple. I hope you guys are watching and picking up these little tips. These are priceless. These are priceless. These are priceless. Brother Hal's going to be coming out with a wonderful book very soon, and when that comes out, you guys are going to be you're going to go nuts. I can almost taste. I can taste the book coming off my tongue already. Harold, you've been here. How long have you been here in this location?
we officially opened in January. But we had a soft. We were working out the kinks, you know, late October into but after we had the opening in January, everything seemed like, I mean, it had a little momentum, and then it started going downhill rapidly because of the COVID virus started. And really and truly, I thought that I was going to move back to Barbados or move somewhere to the tropics, because they were saying like, because I have a condition, I'm diabetic, and I figured if I contract that disease, there's good chances my life might, might be over.
Wow.
So I mean, there's a lot of things racing through my head.
Yeah.
Where to live.
Yeah.
But what's really stopped me was just thinking of my daughter. So, and I said, like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm gonna just run with it until I run to my last penny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. I watched the I guess we call the evolution of how the businesses have gone up and down in the midst of this struggle, and I know that's been a struggle. I've watched some of the other businesses; some have closed, some have folded. But I just want to wish you all the best of luck as you continue to forge through this business. It's a great location, probably one of the best locations here in Santa Barbara. I think it's just ideal. Looking forward to you being here many more years. What's the house special tonight?
The house special right now, I'm going to be doing some curry goat.
Oh, mercy.
Yes. And that's served with some rice and peas Yes, that's what's cooking right now on the stove.
Oh, good. Whenever
Yeah.
I walk by, there's always the aroma of come in.
Yes, yeah. We do have a lot of people coming over that aroma.
That's the aroma
Yes.
of come inside. That's an amazing aroma whenever you walk by. I almost have to go on the other side of the street because I'm working there, trying to focus when I go by. Wave from across the street. Hey, Arrow. It's a good thing. And then you have some wonderful staff people. I met your daughter. She's worked here. You have some wonderful young people that worked here. Any people that are that are following in your footsteps? Are you training up the next person?
Well, I got a couple of young men in my kitchen that who were very open-minded. They're from different parts of the world. One is from Yorkshire. The other one, his roots is a Vietnamese background, and they're like sponges,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and they want to learn, and right now they're doing a fabulous job. Yeah.
That's great.
yeah.
I think you
So-
always have to be, whatever in life we do, you always have to teach the next guy.
Yes.
You know, and pull them up, you know. and
Right.
Share. You have to share the knowledge and how because they may be the next one to start the next
Exactly.
thing, you know. So we
Exactly.
never know. So, man, I'm just honored to know you. It's been a 12-year journey that I've known you. I honor you. I respect you. I'm going to make sure that I spend more time dining here. I've been here a few times, but I've got to make sure I get back more.
Well, thank you.
Glad that you're still open. Just wonderful. Just thank you, brother.
Thank
Al,
you so much.
watching. You're watching Rejoice with Pastor Chuck. Thank you for watching the show. Beautiful place, beautiful restaurant. Stop by. We're at 1031 State Street. Great place, great eating. Try that. Try the special of the day. Thank you for watching the show. See you next time.